Hello, Isaiah here with Cheeky Scientist, and I wanted to do this special Lightboard training to talk about a big mistake I see a lot of PhDs making, okay? So when you're in your job search or when you're thinking about starting your job search, you think that you have to make a decision first, okay? You think your starting point is, once I figure everything out, then I'll start my job search, right? This is number one, this is number two, job search, okay? That's a big mistake. You can't figure out everything before you start your job search. I'm going to tell you why. So what does this lead to? What mistake does doing this lead to? Well, it leads to, right, analysis paralysis, because you're trying to figure out everything without any data, without any information. How can you know which job is right for you if you don't talk to anybody who is in that job, if you don't set up any informational interviews? But to set up an informational interview, right, you have to start your job search. Right, so what we do is we spend our time critiquing, right, a job search. We spend our time thinking about a job search, really wanting to get a job, but not actually doing anything to execute a job search. So you have to flip this upside down, okay? What you have to do first is you need to start your job search, right? So job search will be number one, and then, right, you're going to be able to figure out, aha, right, that's what I want to do. Let's say that's my light bulb, okay? That's what needs to happen. So what does this look like on a more practical level? I'll show you. All right, let's say you want to start a job search and you want to start figuring out which careers are right for you. Because as a PhD, here's the problem. You can't hit a target you don't set. All right, you can't hit a target you don't set. So what you need to do is, instead of, okay, this is you, right? You're a PhD. And you're thinking, oh, maybe I could do this job. You know, this is one target. This is job number one, okay? Or you're thinking, nah, maybe this job. Maybe I should draw three of them. This is job number two. Maybe that's right for me, okay? And then you're like, well, this is really my dream job, but I don't know if I can get this job. And of course, that happens as well, right? We think, well, I really want this job, but I don't have the skills on the job posting, so this is blocked for me. And then maybe we think, well, what about this job over here? This would be perfect. But I don't have the experience. It says I need experience, right? Whatever these blockers are, this is where we end up. This is our job search as a PhD, okay? It makes no sense. You cannot figure out first as the first step. This is what it leads to, confusion. So if you're feeling frustrated, if you're feeling this disconnect, I have a PhD, I should be able to figure out my job search, make some traction in it. I mean, this is what gets people stuck in postdocs or TA positions for multiple years, which is horrible because it actually damages your chances of getting any job in the future. I mean, think about it. If you have spent a decade of your life in school, right, college, like university level, and probably another decade if you go all the way back to grade school, all the data systems online, your entire online portfolio, human beings, your network, they all know you as a lifetime academic. So you need to get ahead of this by years, ideally. This is why I have a lot of PhD students say, you know, ask me the question, when should I start my job search? Now! You got to build this network of industry professionals. Now! You got to start changing the way that the online universe sees you, the way that human beings, this small population of PhDs working in industry, how do they see you? The people that hire PhDs, how do they see you? They're not going to instantly see you after 10 or 20 years of being in academia as being industry credible. So you have to start this process now. And so you want to flip this, all right? So if this is, right, you the PhD, what you want to do ideally is you want to say, okay, I'm going to talk to somebody who is in this job, right? This is job number one. I'm going to talk to somebody who's in this job number two. And maybe these are companies. They could be the same job title, just at different companies. And then I'll do one more, right? And then I want to talk to this person who's in job number three. Okay, you're going to learn very, very quickly. Now notice, the job search has started. The job search has started here. This is the job search process. These are informational interviews, right? So info, interview. That's an informational interview. All of these are, right? And then you're going to figure out, okay, this job, not for me. You talk to somebody, I need a different color here. This job, not for me. This job, not for me. But this job, I had this conversation. This sounds amazing. This is for me. Now I know what I want to do. Only then can you start creating a resume, a LinkedIn profile, a strategy for getting hired into that role. So hopefully this helps you. This is the end of today's Lightboard training. As always, remember your value as a PhD. Start thinking and acting like a successful industry professional. If you'd like to talk to me or my transition team about how to get hired into industry, I'd love to talk to you about the challenges you're currently facing. Even before that, where you are in your career, where you want to go. We set up transition calls. We have a certain number of slots every single week. We're doing some extra slots now. So make sure you book a transition call. Just go to cheekyscientist.com. You'll be able to book a transition call there. It's an orange button that says book a transition call. Again, remember your value, and I'll talk to you soon.